he was so concerned about second initiation or about deity worship or his consideration, he wanted to spread the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra. And he saw in the social situation that was there at that time, it was not allowed. And so rather than trying to fight with them, okay, fine, that's your social situation. You can do like that. Because when Srila Prabhupada came, he did something different. He allowed the ladies to do archery. There's descriptions even in Vedic literature of ladies doing fire sacrifices, but to speak of deity worship. And Gorkeshwari wrote some long article about this, and he wrote lots of very, very good pramanas. It's an interesting thing. I'll say something else controversial, but very interesting. Bhaktivinoda Thakur in Jayavardhana speaks about how if someone's chanting the holy name, then they're automatically considered to be like a Brahmin. He quotes so many pramanas from the Bhagavatam and things. And there's a discussion going on between the Vaishnavas and the Smarta Brahmins. And the Smarta Brahmin asks this question, okay, so then even a Yavana Malecha, according to Shastra, can be qualified to do yajna if he is chanting the holy name. Does that mean then that a Yavana Malecha Vaishnav can marry a girl from a Brahmin family? That's the question. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur's answer is no. They shouldn't do that. I found that very, very interesting. Why does he say like that? He doesn't explain it. But Jiva Goswami in Paramatma Sandarbha, he says that there are 6 different ways to understand the book. And one of them is the intention, the purpose of the author. If you want to understand the purpose of the author, you have to look at who he's speaking to. And Bhaktivinoda Thakur is not speaking to people in New York City or Toronto. He's speaking to people in Jagannath Puri, in Vrindavan, in very conservative cultures. And in those places, it's out of the question. But my humble opinion is that if there's a culture, if a family has a smarta consideration, Prabhupada called a smarta vichar, or the consideration of all these rules and regulations and birthright first, they'll never agree to allow their daughter to marry a Yavana Malecha Vaishnava, if that's their first consideration. But if that family, if they have a Goswami Vichar, if their consideration is what Prabhupada called Goswami Vichar, or keeping the Bhagavatam first, then they'll consider that elevation according to bhakti is the most important thing, beyond birth, and they may allow their daughter to marry such a boy. It depends. We're not out to fight with people. Our purpose is to spread the holy name. And if somebody already has a cultural tradition, we don't have to disturb that. Let that cultural tradition go on, but also chant Hare Krishna. So Bhaktivinoda goes on, describing the meaning of the Maha Mantra. There's no consideration of time, place, or candidate for chanting this mantra. The chanting of this mantra does not depend on the instructions of a guru or worshipping a deity for some reward. Swan-like people are duty-bound to take shelter of these names while accepting the previously mentioned 12 truths. It's a different topic. Swan-like people of foreign countries whose language and social positions are different should accept these holy names in their own language by taking a hint from this mantra. This means that in chanting this mantra, there should be no complex scientific consideration, useless argument, or any type of direct or indirect prayer. If there's any prayer at all, it should be to increase one's love for God. Then the Ananta Samhita. So we're still on this topic about Hari Ram first or Hari Krishna first, right? The Ananta Samhita gives all these different mantras for different ages. And then it gives the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, giving Hare Krishna before Hare Ram. And then the Ananta Samhita describes, Sadaisatani Namani Dam Trisat Varnakani Hi Kalo Yuge Maha Mantra Samato Jiva Taradane. And the previous verse gave the Maha Mantra directly. So it says this Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. This is the Harinam Maha Mantra. It's Dvatrim Sad, Varnakam. It's 16 names, 32 syllables. Sudaisitani namani dvatrim sadvarnakani hi. So this is important. Let's mark this. This is a 32-syllable mantra, which is known as a Maha Mantra. And in Kali Yuga Maha Mantra Samato Jiva Tarni. This is the mantra which will deliver the living entities in Kali Yuga. So this refutes this argument that Ram comes before Krishna because Treta Yuga comes before Dwapara Yuga. So this verse is describing that Krishna's name was present even in Treta Yuga. That's the mantra in Treta Yuga, before the appearance of Krishna in Dwapara Yuga. And these verses in Nanta Samhita clearly describe the Upanishads, like Kali Santara Upanishad, give the Maha Mantras Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And there's many other pramanas for this. I don't want to kill everyone with so many pramanas. You'll all die. You'll all become very bored. In the Brahma Yamala, Lord Shiva describes the swarup of the form of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. And he gives the Maha Mantra there. And he speaks about how important it is for Kali Yuga. In the Radha Tantra, it's described that Srimati Radharani recommends this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. She gives the Maha Mantra in Radha Tantra as Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And then she says Dvatrim Sat. She uses the same word, this 32-syllable mantra. Dvatrim Sat. Akshadanyeva kalo namani sarvadam etam mantram putra shreshtam pratamam shinu yannara. That this Maha Mantra is a 32-syllable mantra, and someone who desires his own welfare should first hear this mantra from their Gurudev. So Padma Purana also speaks about this Dvatrim Sad Aksharam mantra. It said, Dvatrim Sad Aksharam mantram namasado sukhanvitam Prajapan Vaishnavo Nityam Radha Krishna Stalam Labed. That any Vaishnava who constantly chants these 16 names, 32 syllables, will certainly attain the abode of Radha Krishna in Goloka Vrindavan. By anyone who constantly chants this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. In the same Radha Tantra, Srimati Radharani, she says something else, which is very interesting. When we come to our next point, which I think you'll find a little more stimulating. She says, Harinamna vina putra dikshacha vifala bhavet gurudeva mukachchutva harinama paraksharam brahmana chatravit sudra sudva nama paraksharam diksham kurya sutta shrestha mahavidya susundara. That if you hear the Gopal Mantra means the Gayatri Mantra. If you get that Gopal Mantra before you hear this Hare Krishna mantra, then you won't get any result from the Hare Krishna, from this Gopal Mantra. So first, someone should chant the Hare Krishna mantra, which is what Srila Prabhupada did. And as we're going to describe in a moment, some people sometimes have doubts about this first initiation tradition that we have in our movement. Therefore, Srimati Radharani says, persons of all varnas, Brahmins, Kshatriyas, Sudras, should first hear this Maha Mantra from Sri Gurudev before they get initiated into the Gopal Mantra. The Gyanamrita Sar describes, Sishyas yod danmukas tasya harir namani sodasa samsradaya tato dadyad mantram trilokya mangalam. That this mantra, Gurudev should recite the 16-word Hare Krishna mantra to the disciple before giving him the Gopal Mantra. And to receive this Gopal Mantra, the disciple should sit facing north and receive the mantra in his right ear. Now, this is a very interesting question. How many of you have been to a first initiation ceremony? Maybe some of you have been in first initiation. Raise your hand. You've been to a first initiation ceremony. See? Okay. So, how many have you seen at a first initiation ceremony the Guru speaking the Maha Mantra in the disciple's ear? Has anybody ever seen that? I've never seen that. It's a very unusual thing. According to strict Vedic procedure, there's no question someone should get the mantra from Gurudev. Gurudev should speak it in their ear. So this is a question, this is a doubt we may have. Another doubt is there. They're chanting that mantra before they get initiated. We've never heard of anything like that. Right? Have you ever heard of anyone chanting a mantra before they get initiated? It's unheard of. So some people, they even suggest something which we find very unpalatable. We find very painful to hear. Some people suggest, well, Srila Prabhupada was just doing this to give people a toy or to pacify them. And in the first initiation doesn't really mean anything, but second initiation, isn't it, Gaur? Some people, they say like a second initiation is a real initiation. And first initiation, that's kind of touchy. Yes. Right, so this is our point. Some people are saying this. And they're saying that how can you chant a mantra before initiation? But the devotees are chanting Hare Krishna before initiation. And initiation means that the Guru speaks a mantra in your ear. And we never saw Srila Prabhupada speak the mantra, Hare Krishna mantra in anyone's ear. They were all chanting it before initiation. So some people suggest, based on this, that it's just like a parent gives a child a toy. The child wants a cell phone. So you go and buy them a plastic box, like a cell phone, a little picture on it, and they can play with that and pretend that it's a cell phone. And they say this is something like Srila Prabhupada's first initiation. You say that to the followers of Srila Prabhupada, it brings great pain to their heart.
That's an opera.
Yes, we consider this very, very offensive. Because, you're saying that Srila Prabhupada was doing something he didn't really mean? So let's consider this matter in a deep way. Rupa Goswami, in his Mangalacharana for his Lagu Bhagavatamrita, is given a verse which is also given by Jiva Goswami in his Sandarbhas, and is also given by Raghunath Das Goswami in his commentary on the Maha Mantra. Rupa Goswami says, Shri Chaitanya Mukod Girna Hare Krishna Divarnaka Majayanta Jagat Premni Vijayanta Tadavaya. That this Hare Krishna mantra was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to everyone. So you don't have to be initiated into it. Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati said this on many occasions. On one occasion, the devotees were all getting ready to sit down and take prasadam, and he saw that all the Dikshit devotees, all the